We just got to the convention center with all of our luggages. We picked up our badges and here is our table. I really like Ai-Kon because they give you an 8-foot table rather than the 6. So I'm going to be experimenting with my display, and I do have a couple of new products. So I'm looking forward to seeing how I set things up.
It's actually been a while.
This is that one, yeah, that's it. So we just set up all the panels. We are now going to put the banner on top and do all of the smaller stuff. Yeah. Cinematic shot, okay, okay. The banner is up. So there is a little bit of like white space here. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna put like stuff there or if I'm just gonna leave it, but I don't think it's a big deal. And now it's time for us to do the rest of the table.
If you are the owner of a white cargo bed in the loading bay, please remove it. The loading bay is not for cargo.
Alright, about after 2 hours of setup, we are basically done. Let me flip the camera. We didn't put any inventory out for obvious reasons, but sticky notes will go here, 2 displays of stickers, sticker book beside the stickers, which I think makes sense. And then we're gonna have our glass cups here, and then I'm gonna have a box full of our new Corgo keychains. Right there, that little guy right there. I'm really excited to debut him this weekend. We have some enamel pins and keychains, and my phone grips will go here, but I forgot magnets. I'm just gonna wait on a friend to give me some tomorrow. But yeah, looking forward to the weekend. We just got to the hotel. We're staying quite close to the con, which is really nice. Usually we stay in Airbnbs with other artists, but we are actually quite in and out of Winnipeg. So we flew in today and the event ends on Sunday, and we're actually flying out at the end of Sunday. So I thought it would just be nice to pick an accommodation that's really close to the convention center and also has a lot of amenities, because my partner wants to go to the gym, I want to go to the pool, so Airbnbs tend to not have that. And just being close to the con is really nice, and being in a hotel allows you to ship stuff to the hotel. So yeah. On our way to Ai-Kon. It looks so much more nicer, because when we were setting up yesterday, it was still pretty empty, but looks like a lot of people have already started or finished setting up. And there's my table. I think I mentioned this earlier in the vlog, but I'm debuting these plushy keychains, and I'm so excited for these because it looks like you're picking a puppy from a litter, and it's so cute, and it pops out from the rest of my table since this is yellow, and then these are like acrylic displays, and it's right dead center of my table. Currently folding my crew necks into little neat piles, and I'm gonna put them here so they're ready to be sold to customers. Alright, here's how the back of the table situation is looking like. So up here we have keychains, phone grips, and pins. I put them here because phone grips are just on that panel over there, and then keychains and enamel pins are over there, so just keep it on the same side. And then I have a small tower of sweaters here folded, hats. This is sort of like the packing station, so we have small glassine bags for stickers and small items, business cards, larger bags, medium bags, And then this is sort of our personal area where we put like our phones, our chargers, swear machine, water, etc., etc. And then we have more stuff here: sticker books, box cups, tote bags, extra plushies, and then the decals are also somewhere in there. And then the bottom of the table, so that's empty. It doesn't need to be open. And then we have more shirts here. These are less common sizes, so small, XL, double XL. And then this is just to elevate this off the ground, I guess. But there's also a couple things in here too. That luggage doesn't need to be used, so that's why it's closed up and folded over there. But I think this is like the best behind the table organization I've had in a really long time. And we are done setting up. This is the biggest booth I've had in a while, and the most full, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this does. We got a little cutie pie over here. I had this in my office for the longest time, but I didn't really know what to use it for, so I thought I'd just bring it. Just adds a little bit of character to the table. And tote bags, decals, 2 new decals, sticky notes. I haven't brought these to an in-person event in a really long time, so curious to see how these will do. And a lot of stickers. We got the sticker book, and of course we got these little cutie pies. Gotta pet all of them. Okay, done. Glass cup, pins and keychains, and then phone grip. This is looking really bare. I do have tricolor versions of these, but honestly I was really tired by the time I remembered to pack them, so sorry to my tricolor friends. And if you were not keeping up with my social media, Oliver actually climbed into my luggage. I never let him go into my apparel because not everyone is okay with fur and dander. So put a little notice just for people to know that some of these might have fur. Thank you. All right, hi everyone. It's time for a midday check. So right now it's 3:11. So 3 hours have passed since doors have opened, and oh my gosh, I really love this con so much because the vibes are so nice. People are talking to you, and I don't know, like everyone's just so chatty. Everyone is so nice. It's so lovely, and I had a lot of repeat customers from last year rush to my table in the first 2 hours, and it just made my heart so warm. A lot of them came with gifts. They came rocking my apparel, which was so sweet. So far, I think the best seller is actually, I was really looking forward to debuting them, and they've been doing amazing. So I priced them at $20 Canadian and then $35 as a pair. And I was really worried about the pricing because I do recognize that buying a plushie keychain for 20 bucks can be quite steep and expensive for some people. However, on the flip side, I am a business and I do need to think about my money. It is quite expensive to make one, so I do need to price them around 18 to 20 to make a profit off of them. Even though I was nervous about the price, they've been moving really decently. I think in the first 3 hours of the first day, I've already sold a quarter of them. So I'm a bit worried about tomorrow because tomorrow is Saturday. Saturday always tends to be like the busier day for cons. But yeah, it's just really sweet. I'm having a really good time, especially with all the people that are visiting and like previous customers. It's so sweet. I love this con so much. I'm going for a walk because I'm starting to fall asleep. Not because it's not busy, but I didn't sleep very well. So yeah, just gonna go for a walk. All right, let's do an end of day check. It's not really the end of the day, but it's like maybe half an hour until the end of the day. Tote bags have been moving well. The decals haven't been moving too much. I just feel like decals don't move as well as they do online. Sticky notes haven't been moving too much. I don't think these do well at conventions just because no one is looking for stationery, but that's okay. Stickers move well as usual. These guys, oh my god, these guys are moving super well. So I brought 40 of these guys, and I've sold over half of them just today. So I'm anticipating that these guys will sell out. I was really nervous because I didn't know if these guys were going to sell or not, just because, again, I was talking about the steep price point earlier. It hasn't really been an issue. And when I do talk about them, I kind of talk about them like they're real dogs. So I tell people like, oh, like you can adopt one. Or I say that, oh, they're looking for their new homes. And people really like it. And I think the fact that you can grab it really sells it to people. Because I see people running across the aisle just to pick these guys up. So there's that. My little accessories are moving as usual. Last year, apparel moved super well. Like I sold out on all of these hats and I sold out on this crew neck. But this year, apparel hasn't been moving too hot. And I think it's because there's a heat wave in Winnipeg right now. The t-shirts have been moving a little bit better than the crew neck. Mr. Corgo doing a sale right now. End of day 1! Woohoo! I'm tired. I'm ready to eat and go sleep. Okay, hi, we're back in our hotel room. We just went to the pool because why not? The hotel has a pool. Let's use the amenities. And we got some Mexican food because the place we were originally looking at closed an hour early. So we just chose something that was nearby. And I didn't feel like sitting in because I'm really tired. I'm feeling really antisocial. I just want some quiet time. So we're eating in the hotel room and we got some Mexican food at La Roca. And we purposely over-ordered so we can have leftovers for tomorrow and have a snack during the con or have a small breakfast. So yeah. Good morning. So I'm heading off to the convention center. I sent Mr. Corgo to grab us breakfast and it is raining outside. It's pretty funny actually because when we arrived to Winnipeg there was a heat wave, and in Vancouver the heat wave just finished, and so we were joking that we brought the heat wave here, but now that it's raining really hard I'm joking again that I brought the heavy rain to Winnipeg. Yeah, I just thought that was funny. There she is. I don't think I talked about this yesterday, but I actually had this like a little waving Corgo originally just as a decorative thing. This is made out of foam board and I actually cut it out myself. Oh, I kind of messed it up here. I'll fix that later. But I had the random idea yesterday to add a hook here. So these are actually, what are they called? The cable management thingies where you like loop your cable in. And so I attached one there because I use it for my other keychains over here. And I thought it'd be a cute idea to put one here and make it look like the Corgo's holding a Corgo. And honestly, it's been super beneficial because it's eye level to most people. And so when people are walking this way, you kind of see it right away. Like compared to here, you have to actually look down. I noticed that people kind of look up here first before they actually look here. So when I put this here, my plushie keychain sales skyrocketed. Super good idea. Mr. Corgo's back with breakfast. We went to Clementine yesterday, and every time we go to Winnipeg, we always eat Clementine because we really like it. So we don't know when the next time we'll be in Winnipeg again, so we decided to get Clementine again. And I love this. This is the fried chicken on toast, and I dream about it probably like once a month. And we don't have any table space, or he doesn't feel comfortable eating on my table, even though I made a space for him. And this is like water resistant and stain resistant, but it's okay. I love being a convention artist, but sometimes eating is really difficult. This is a chair, by the way. Thank you so much.
Your store.
Oh my god, thank you. You're so sweet. Oh my god, you're so sweet. Thank you. In less than 3 hours of day 2, and we have 4 Corgos left. And then we also got this little worker guy too that needs to be sold, but I definitely did not bring enough. Oh no! I ditched my table and now Mr. Corgo's has to deal with the crowd. Oopsies. All right, let's do a midday check. I have Mr. Corgo currently handling the table. So it is currently 1:50, so about halfway through day 2. And day 2 is always really solid at any convention, typically. Ai-Kon is considered a mid-sized con, around like 15K. attendance, but it feels quite busy today. I went to the washroom earlier and I had trouble coming back because it was so full. I think we've been having sales pretty consistently for about 2 hours straight. Day 2 is always really solid and everything is moving. I brought 40 little Corgo plushies and I think I have 2 out in the front right now. I brought all of my stock for tote bags, the ones that he's holding right now. I'm discontinuing them actually, not because I don't like them, but because when I receive shipments of tote bags, I spend a lot of time quality checking them, and at this point of my shop and business, it's a little too time consuming, so I'm trying to push sales for bags today. Vibe-wise, I love this con. Like, everyone here is so lovely, so nice. Winnipeggers are just like the nicest Canadians. Given that I haven't been to that many Canadian cities, but I think Winnipeggers are the nicest Canadians, and I will die and stand by this. A lot of people came by saying that they were here last year. Again, people come by in their Corgo goods that they got last year, which is so sweet. And YouTube was pushing my last Ai-Kon vlog quite hard the last 2 months. And so a lot of people were coming by and saying, oh, I saw your YouTube channel, I saw your YouTube video. And like, they came by and said, I completely missed your booth last year and I wanted to come and support now. And I think that's so lovely, and just, it's so heartwarming to hear that. And for people to actually physically come out and show up, it's so sweet. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm really hot right now. They usually turn on AC, but I don't know why they didn't turn it on today. But yeah, I will check in at the end of day 2. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So cute. Oh, so cute. All right, so when I did my midday check last time, I realized it wasn't actually midday. It was only like a couple hours in, but now it's checking my watch. It's an hour and a half left of the show. So I have only mediums and large and 1 double XL. These are very low, so I'm expecting them to sell out or be super low by tomorrow. These are always very low. They're super popular. However, the inventory that I brought today is all that I have left forever. I'm discontinuing them just because I think it's a little bit impractical to have 3 of, like the same design on 3 hats. As much as like they're loved, like I want to explore other options. And I did say earlier that my black tote bag sold out. And then for my cream tote bags, I have a couple left. Same situation as the black tote bag. I'm going to be discontinuing them. And the rest of the items are doing all right. And I'm still super happy about this. My goodness. These have not been moving too well. I just think today, or this event, is not really a sticker book event. These have been moving all right, and these are always moving pretty decently. And we're done, day 2. We are tired and gonna grab dinner. It was our anniversary a couple days ago, so we're gonna go to a nicer place today to celebrate. Yeah, are you excited?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hello, back at my hotel room. So we actually just came back from our anniversary dinner at Deer and Almond. There's no footage because it is our anniversary dinner, and I just wanted to be able to have some time to just focus on ourselves. So there's no footage. So right now it is 11:30 at night, and what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to the hotel gym to do a quick workout. Personally, for me, I'm gonna go for a brisk walk or a run depending on how I feel. And we're just gonna do that because I haven't been getting great sleep since we've been here, which is really strange because when I do travel conventions and travel events, I usually pass out like a baby and just sleep through the night. But this is the first time where I'm waking up every hour. So yeah, hopefully going to the gym and doing a little bit of exercise will tire me out. And I really want to get good sleep tonight because tomorrow's going to be a really long day. So we're going to check out of the hotel, and then we're going to be at the con from 10 to 4. And then right at 4, we're going to have to pack up as fast as we can because we have a flight to catch around 6:30, 7? Something like that. But tomorrow's gonna be a really long day, and I'm hoping to get some good night's sleep tonight because again, I have not been sleeping well at all. But yeah, we're gonna head to the gym and I will catch you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys, it's Mr. Little Corgo here. Sydney's checking out the hotel, and we're gonna head to the last day of Ai-Kon.
Just currently restocking and repopulating the front. These have been doing super well, which is nice to see. These are sticky notes, and they're a new design, and they're moving super well. It's super cute, honestly. Not saying that because it's mine, but I genuinely think it's really cute. Another day of eating on a chair. This is our third day in a row having clementine because we really like clementine. But we also had some friends drop off some bubble tea. Yum, 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 yum. We are on our last green hat ever. So I talked about this earlier in the vlog, but I will not be restocking these because I've had these hats for over 2 years now and I'd like to explore new apparel. So this is the last one and it's looking for a home. I went for a walk, but Mr. Little Corgo sold the last green hat. Yay! They're discontinued, but very happy for their run as they were super popular. I have a handful of these left and also have a bunch of these. Alright, I'm just going for a walk around Artist Alley and the entire marketplace. There's 2 hours left of Sunday, so it's definitely a lot less crowded and not as busy. I left the table because Mr. Corgo can handle himself, he's fine. But I've been really sleepy this con. Usually I'm not so tired and sleepy. I don't know what's going on with this weekend, but I've been really tired. So just trying to get my steps in and walk as much as I can. I even covered for a couple of my friends so they can go to the washroom. So that was kind of funny. There's 2 hours left of the show. I'm just trying to take it easy because right at 4, we're going to pack up as fast as we can and head straight to the airport. All right, everyone, it's the last half hour of Sunday. Also the last half hour of the entire weekend. Sunday's always very slow, but usually the last hour, 2 hours, people tend to kind of rush to tables and do last minute purchases because they've been contemplating about it all weekend and then they come and rush you, right? So the last hour and a bit has been quite busy. I'm very happy with the results. I will talk more about the comparisons of last year and this year later on during my sit-down talk. But Sunday was really good. I was really sad in the beginning because a lot of people came by in the first half hour or so, kind of rushing to my table to get a plushie, and it felt really bad to see people's reactions and see they're distraught and having to tell people that I'm sold out. I decided not to do pre-orders just because I don't actually have a way to ship the plushies yet. They're new items and they actually came just a couple days before the con. So I decided not to do pre-orders, and plus when I do get back to Vancouver, I have to prep for Otakuthon in Montreal and also do a couple of other things for my retail shelves. So I just wanted to keep it easy. It was really sad rejecting all those people, but I think moving forward to my other events, I will be bringing 2x to 3x amount of plushies. And seeing how popular they were this weekend, I'm definitely looking into making tricolor plushies and maybe a little Oliver plushies. I'm not quite sure yet, but I really underestimated how popular they would be. So as sad as it is to sell out and have to reject people, it makes me really happy to see them really popular. People really love the idea of adopting a Corgo, so I'm definitely going to keep that concept. Oh, also, before I actually put the camera down, I bought a bunch of goods, so I'm just going to do a quick haul. I bought this shirt from Ai-Kon, and this is actually his Anime Expo exclusive shirt, but there's just so much detail on it, and there's a lot of memes and experiences you wouldn't understand unless you do Artist Alley or you've attended Artist Alley, so it's super cute. I'm going to be wearing this a lot, I already know. Next up, I have this design from my good friend Art by Tuna. She posts a lot of cat sightseeing on her stories, and I live in a neighborhood with a lot of cats, and I would love to learn how to spot more cats and learn about their body language and whatnot. So really excited about this. Next up, we have this durian shirt from Papricots. It says Durian Fan Club. As a durian lover, I had to get the shirt. And fun fact, durian does not smell like stinky feet to me. It actually smells like sweet custard to me, and I love durian, so it's a must get. And next up, I bought 3 t-shirts from Shira. One of them is for my partner, one of them is for me, and one of them is a birthday gift for my friend. But it's Pokemon t-shirts with a chest emblem, and then in the back design it's sorted by type, so I got the ghost type, so there's gonna be Gengar and stuff on it. My partner got the leaf type, so all the grass starters. And then I got my friend the Evolution shirt, so I'm not gonna open up because I need to put this in my luggage. And I also have a couple small trinkets here and there, but I don't know where they are right now. They're kind of just spread out throughout the table, but that's my mini Ai-Kon haul. And we are done, Ai-Kon! Woo! Thank you, Winnipeg, for having us. Alright, usually I would film teardown and breakdown, but since we have to be in the airport probably within the next hour and a bit, we're just gonna quickly pack up and do our thing, and then I will update you guys maybe at the airport. But yeah, we're gonna just do our thing, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Alright, we're past security at Winnipeg's airport. We cleaned up really fast. I think we took about 40 minutes to pack everything up and go through the venue to go to our Uber. We got to the airport actually at a pretty decent time. We didn't feel too rushed, so thankfully that was a good thing. But if any problems were to happen, it would have been really stressful because we came here at exactly 2 hours before our flight, which is pretty normal for a domestic flight. But if anything did happen, it would have been problematic. Thankfully, nothing happened. I think I would fly immediately after an event again if it were cities like Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg, just because their airports are a lot smaller and not as hectic. But I think for bigger cities, I would like to get there a little bit earlier. So yeah, I would do it again. It saves a lot of time, and I don't have to pay another night of accommodation or dog sitting, so there's that. I think everyone can agree that lounge food isn't the best, but after a long day, this is so good because I'm so tired. It's just one less thing to worry about. I don't have to like worry about food, and with a lounge access, I just eat. So yay for that. I'm going to put the camera down, have a meal, rest up, and I'm ready to go home and see y'all there. Alright everyone, it is finally time for the end of video / post event sit down yap chat session thingy. So almost an entire week since Ai-Kon has happened. Your girl got COVID and got really sick, but I'm good now. I'm feeling really well. If you're new here, I always like to sit down and chat after events just to break down my experience, talk a little bit of numbers. So this time I actually wrote down notes and broke everything down because I felt like in my previous videos I was kind of going off topic a lot and also repeating myself a lot. So hopefully having notes will help a lot. So let's dive straight into it. So let's talk about Ai-Kon in general. So Ai-Kon is an anime convention in Winnipeg that ran from July 12th to July 14th. It's a 3-day event. Given that, we flew in Thursday morning and we went directly to the convention center to set up. And we've been to Winnipeg multiple times. So we've been to Ai-Kon 2023 and we've also been to Winnipeg Comic Con. So we're quite familiar with Winnipeg, and every time we come to the city, we already know what we want to do. So we fly in Thursday morning and then we head straight to the convention center to set up. It took about 2 hours to set up, and it took another hour or so the Friday morning because we set everything up on Thursday, and then on the Friday morning we spend time populating the table with inventory, any kind of like last minute setup. That's our time. There's nothing too interesting to talk about. Setup was relatively smooth. There's no issues, no comments, honestly. Like I said previously, we've been to Winnipeg multiple times. So for the show hours, Friday was 12 to 8, Saturday was 10 to 7, and Sunday was 10 to 4. Those were quite reasonable hours. I didn't find the Friday 12 to 8 weird or anything. I actually found it really good. It started late enough for you to take your time going to the show and setting up, and then ending at 8 is not that late at all. So I thought the show hours were really good. And then on Sunday, we broke down right at 4 p.m. So it took around 45 minutes to break down. And so it did take a little bit longer because usually we take about half an hour to break down. But since I did have a bigger setup this time around and also a different setup, it did take a little bit longer, but there's still no issues. I also had a different packing setup because this might sound really silly, but I recently bought new luggages. I upsized one of them, and so just kind of learning where everything goes and having a new luggage that is bigger, I was still figuring out how I wanted to pack things and where everything went, so that does take a little bit of time. This was also the first event where I brought personal items for organization. So I had these like yellow crates at the back of my table, and so these yellow crates actually fold into like a flat, it just breaks down. And so I brought items like that helped me organize the table and organize inventory, and I do need to bring that up because that does take space in my luggage. So just getting familiar with like my new setup did take a little bit of time. I mentioned this a bunch in the vlog, but we had a flight right after the event, and the reason why we did this was because Mr. Corgo has to go back to work on Monday. He already takes a little bit of time off work to attend these events, so the least I can do is give him the Monday to go back to work. But also we wanted to test how we felt about flying directly home from the convention, because usually what we do is we break down and then we still have the Sunday night and then we fly Monday morning. But since we've been to Winnipeg so many times, we felt like there was no need to stay an extra day since we've already kind of explored the city a lot. On top of that, we did stay in a more expensive accommodation, so I didn't want to pay that last day of accommodation, but I'll talk about that a bit more when we break down expenses. Overall though, flying right after the convention, we actually found it alright. We didn't feel too rushed or anything. However, if it was a different city or a city where we're not familiar with the airport, I don't think I would do this. I mentioned this previously in the vlog, but if it was like Calgary, Edmonton, or Winnipeg, the airports are a lot smaller and you get through the airports a lot faster. So for cities like that, I would definitely do that again. But especially for Winnipeg, since we've been 3 times, we already knew what to expect from the airport and we knew exactly where to go. There was no, oh, where is our gate, or where is secure, where's anything. So when we went to the airport, it was just like straight shot. We knew what to do. For bigger cities like Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, I would not do that. But overall, we both agreed that we wouldn't mind doing it again. Like I said, only for cities that we're like familiar with. So next up, let's talk inventory. So I brought 4 checked luggages total. So I brought 3 large luggages, 28 inches each, and then I brought like a medium-sized one. The reason why I have a medium-sized one is because I anticipate selling enough to empty 1 luggage, and I get to nest the smaller one into the larger one, and then I save money from checked bags. And how I kind of break down these luggages is, one is dedicated literally just for my table setup. The rest is for inventory and packing materials. I'm anticipating for larger shows, I'm actually going to have to bring like 4 large luggages, and I can't do the nesting thing. We are heading to Otakuthon Montreal, which is a way larger show, and I'm going to need way more inventory. So I think for larger shows, I'm going to have to bring 4 large luggages instead of 3. So if you're new here, last year, what I did for my apparel was I actually folded it. This year, I folded it at the table. I'll kind of like attach a clip of what I'm talking about, but last year I folded it and then I put it in vacuum sealed bags and then I vacuum sealed it. And the reason why I talk about that is because this year I just stacked the shirts and then I like tucked the sleeves in and then I like folded it, and this way it was way less effort on my end, way less prep, and I was also able to bring the same amount for way less work. At the end of the show, I emptied 1 luggage and I was able to do what I was planning to do, which was nest the smaller luggage into the larger luggage. So given this, let's sort of start talking about like how I felt about sales and how things moved. So this year I noticed that my apparel did not move as well as it did last year, and I suspect it's because, one, there were way more vendors and artists that were offering apparel this year, and on top of that I felt like they were priced a lot better, and I think it's just because other people are able to mass produce them, which lets them price it at a lower price point. And since my crew necks and my black t-shirts, which I'm wearing right now actually, I press at home, so I'm not able to pump it out as fast. And I do need to price them a little bit higher because they are handmade. I also suspect because last year, since I did sell out on my baseball hats and my crew necks, I felt like a lot of attendees already had my items and there wasn't much hype around it, because last year a lot of people would buy it and then wear it, but this year people already had my stuff and they wouldn't be walking around. So last year I kind of had the advantage of kind of free advertising from people walking around with my items, but this year it was just mostly people walking around with my little plushies. I also did not have new apparel besides the black t-shirts, and those moved way better than my crew neck. So I think if I were to return to the show, I wouldn't bring my old items back and I would only bring new apparel items. Now to move on to other items, everything else moved as expected. In the moment, it felt like stickers weren't really selling, but when I did my inventory count when I came home, I found out that I sold about the same amount. However, if you take into account that I have way more designs this year compared to last year, now that I actually think about it, sticker sales were actually down this year because I had almost double the amount of selection and designs than I did last year, but we sold the same amount. Nothing out of the ordinary, like my pins, my keychains moved pretty regularly. However, I talked about this a lot. The Corgo plushies were insanely popular. By around 2 p.m. Saturday, I was completely sold out. And I thought I overpacked because I brought 40. And honestly, I didn't think 40 was that much because usually for my other keychains, I bring about 5 to 10 of each design. So I was like, 40 seems like a lot, but I'm debuting this. I'm just gonna bring extra. And when I sold more than half on Friday, I was like, oh, like I definitely underpacked. Given this, for future events, I am most likely going to bring double or triple the amount I brought to Ai-Kon. I do think selling out is nice, but the way I sold out, selling out on Saturday 2 p.m., which is super early into the show still, it feels really bad having to miss sales. So on Sunday, a lot of people came by after doing their window shopping on Friday and Saturday, expecting plushies to still be there. And it was so sad that I had to reject a lot of people or let people know that I sold out, and a lot of people would just kind of frown, or they would bribe me to buy my own personal one, which I did not, by the way, because that guy flew with me and he stayed in my hotel with me. There's no way I'm selling that dog. It just felt really bad. Like, yeah, of course it felt good knowing that my item sold out and it did really well, but knowing that I had a lot of missed opportunity for sales was pretty sad, but pretty happy. Anyways, bittersweet. Since I was just debuting these plushie keychains, I was debating between selling between $18 or $20, and I kind of talked about this in the vlog. Originally, I wanted $18 because I thought $20 for a plushie keychain was kind of steep. However, when I was like kind of looking at my numbers, I realized like, oh, I need to up it because they are expensive to make. And when I priced it at $20, so during the weekend, I never actually put it at 18, but I did have a sign ready just in case if there were comments about 20 being too much. But throughout the weekend, no one batted an eye. A lot of people thought 20 was reasonable, and I actually had a lot of artist friends come by and say, girly, you gotta up your prices. And I was like, I don't have the heart to do that because a plushie was like maybe like big as my fist, and it just felt wrong charging more than 20 for it. So I'm just gonna keep it at 20. I did offer a pair deal. If you adopt 2 Corgos, it's 2 for 35 rather than 40. I did this offer as an incentive for people to buy Corgos together, and I noticed that last year a lot of friends were kind of enabling each other to buy, so I kind of had that in the back of my mind. But I noticed that those who did participate in the deal were actually those who were grabbing a second Corgo as a gift, and a lot of people wanted to buy the Corgos individually, and I thought that was so sweet because, you know, I want people to save money because buying from a small business honestly is a luxury and it is expensive. I try to offer opportunities for people to save money, but it was really heartwarming that people were buying individual Corgos and then their friend would line up and then buy a Corgo, even though you could save $5. But just the thought of that makes me very happy because it just means that people want to support. But on the flip side, I want people to save money. So I'm like, conflicted about that. Given the popularity around my plushie keychains, I think I am going to make a tricolor one, and since I have a lot of events coming up, so I have Otakuthon Montreal, Annie Revo in Vancouver, and then I have Fan Expo Canada in Toronto. I'm definitely gonna have to order more, but this video is not about the plushies, so I will move on from this topic. So vibe-wise, I absolutely love Ai-Kon, and I will keep saying this and I will die by this, but in the convention scene and in the artist alley scene, I genuinely think Winnipeg people are the most nicest Canadians ever. Many came by just to say hello because they found me through YouTube, or they purchased last year and they wanted to purchase again, or people who purchased last year came with their entire posse and tried to get their entire posse to buy. So to take a couple steps back, YouTube was pushing my 2023 Ai-Kon vlog really hard the last 2 months, and I was getting a lot of comments and followers from Winnipeg people. But when I was at the convention, a lot of people came by. They told me, oh, I found you through YouTube. I found your vlog really insightful. I'm super glad that you're here. Or people would say stuff like, I missed your booth last year and I discovered you through YouTube, so I wanted to come out and support you. And oh my god, like, people are so sweet. It's an interesting experience when you put content out online and then having someone come up to you in person and tell you that they discovered you through content that you posted online. It's a really weird interaction, but it's so heartwarming at the same time because you're putting yourself out there, and to see that you putting yourself out there is actually drawing people in is like, oh my, Oh my gosh, like I said, like I always have such a good time in Winnipeg. People are so sweet. So given the amount of people that came up to me and told me that they discovered me through YouTube, it is sort of inspiring me to make like a YouTube exclusive sticker where if you told me something about my vlog, or if you told me about like an inside joke from a vlog, or you mentioned something from the vlog, then I would like kind of give like a freebie sticker. I think more than 2 or 3 dozen people came up and told me I watched your vlog, and then they would literally quote something I said in the vlog. And I would be like, oh my god, people are watching my content. Like that's insane. All right, I'm gonna wrap that up. But TLDR, Winnipeg people, you guys are the absolute sweetest, and I hope to be back for Ai-Kon 2025. All right, so let's talk numbers. So last year I did talk about how much money I made, but I think this time I am going to cut that out of this video and future videos, just because I was not anticipating that many people to come up to me and tell me about the amount of money I made. But it was also my fault because I put that information out there, but I just wasn't anticipating that information to be like bounced back to me as a conversation starter. So moving forward, unfortunately, I'm not going to be sharing numbers that I made. But also I just don't want people comparing themselves to me or comparing my results with other people. And I don't think I need to talk about this, but just I'm going to leave it out. I'm sorry for those that were like kind of looking forward to it, but personally for me, I think it's best that I don't include it. However, I am willing to share how much I spent to attend an event, so I'm going to do that right now. So to break everything down, the table fee plus 1 helper for Ai-Kon was 210 Canadian dollars. Flights for 2 people from Vancouver to Winnipeg was 746 and 82 cents. This year was really steep. I believe I paid around 300, 400 total for both of us. So flights were really expensive this year. Checked bags, we brought 4 total going there and then 3 back because we nested the smaller one into the larger one. And I get free first check luggages from my credit card. So this year it was $157.50. For accommodation, we spent $670.76. This is quite high, especially for Winnipeg, but we stayed in hotel block at Delta Marriott, which was across the street from the con, which is really nice. And the reason why I decided to do this was because since we were so in and out of the convention, I wanted my partner and I to be comfortable, and we also just wanted to be really close to the con, so that way we don't have to Uber anywhere or spend a lot of time walking, since shows can end quite late and you don't have that much time to eat dinner and then go to bed. So I wanted to be as close as possible. But also, staying in a hotel versus an Airbnb, you're able to ship things to the hotel if required. So personally for me, I shipped these glass cups over, but also it was really nice just to have amenities. But usually we try to save money and we stay in Airbnbs with other artists. For Ubers, we spent $183.55, and the Ubers were mainly just going to airports and going to the convention center, so like home to YVR. And then for food, we ate lavishly because we're foodies and we really like Winnipeg food. So we spent $258.32. And we also decided to over order every time we ate out because we would keep the leftovers in the hotel fridge. And since the hotel was so close, we would go to the con in the morning and then I would send Mr. Little Corgo out in the middle of the day to pick up the leftovers. So given all these expenses for 2 people to travel to Winnipeg, it was $2,226.95. Keep in mind that these are a little bit inflated because we chose to stay in an accommodation that is a little bit more expensive, and then we decided to eat out a lot and eat a little bit more lavishly. Alright, I think I spent like a long time chatting, so I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I hope you found this video enjoyable or insightful, whether you liked watching how it is being a convention artist, whether it was me breaking down the numbers, or whether it was just me talking about like random things throughout the video. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye now, I'll see you in the next one.